Valentina The Bullet Shevchenko is one of the most skilled, precise, and dominant champions in the history of mixed martial arts. From her incredible striking to her well-rounded game, Valentina has redefined what it means to be a complete fighter. Today we're going to dive deep into Shevchenko's technique, her path to dominance, and why she continues to be one of the most feared athletes in the UFC. Before she became the dominant UFC champion we know today, Valentina Shevchenko was already a decorated martial artist. Born in Kyrgyzstan, I think that's how you say it, Shevchenko started training at just 5 years old, mastering Muay Thai, Taekwondo, boxing, kickboxing. By the time that she transitioned into the MMA, Valentina already had a striking foundation that would give her an edge over the top strikers. And speaking of striking, her striking is on another level. The precision, the speed, and the timing that earned her the nickname The Bullet have made her a nightmare for opponents. She doesn't just hit her opponents, she dismantles them piece by piece. And a very, very true thing that we talk about when we talk about training and MMA and stuff like that, how you punch. And when we talk about throwing a punch, a proper way isn't just to hit the target, it's to hit through the target. And that's what Valentina shows. I mean, if you want to look at some of the knockouts she has, especially the one against Jessica I mean, oh my god, they are devastating. And honestly, she can take on many male fighters and probably put them to sleep. Valentina isn't just a striker. Over the years, she's evolved into one of the most complete fighters in the game. While her Muay Thai background makes her dangerous on the feet, her wrestling and grappling have turned her into an even bigger threat. Yeah, she can take you down, she can control you on the mat, and submit you if that opportunity presents itself. I mean, we're talking about Valentina. She trains at Tiger Muay Thai, and if you have not seen Tiger Muay Thai and just the amount of fighters that they bring up, her ability to mix it all together, striking, grappling, wrestling, makes her the perfect example of what it means to be a modern mixed martial artist. You can't predict what she's going to do next, and that's exactly why she is so dangerous. We've seen Valentina has more finishes and stuff like that, but it's the same thing. They can mix up so many different things, whether it's the striking, whether it's the grappling, whether it's the submissions. I mean, you pick your poison. And Valentina has, for the majority of her career, never been figured out. Yes, given the Amanda Nunes, some people had her winning the second fight. Some people had her winning both fights against Nunes. It's up for debate, but I would give it 1-1. Nunes, Valentina both showed that in each fight they won. And then when you go to the Grasso fights, I mean, to be fair, Alexa Grasso is insane as well. I mean, the matchup is just insane all around, and the fact that they faced off each other back to back and it is such a close affair just shows you how good not only Shevchenko is, but also Alexa Grasso. Let's give her some respect. But bringing it back to Shevchenko, Shevchenko's striking isn't just about the power, it's about the precision. Every kick, every punch, it is calculated. She times her attacks perfectly, creating openings with her footwork and her movement. Her mastery of range allows her to strike from a distance where she's not going to be touched, all while landing clean and significant shots. Let's bring it back to the head kick knockout against Jessica I, because oh my god, that is picture perfect, and relate her striking kind of like to a Wonder Boy. While Wonder Boy is more distance control, it's still that kind of point fighting, but Valentina takes another level where she's not just point fighting, she's going to devastate that leg kick. She's going to dig that kick into your ribs. She's going to dig that knee into your chest. But again, when you are looking at about just that knockout of Jessica I, it's not about the power, right? It's also about that perfectly placed kick and the perfect timing that she has. And she set it up throughout the whole fight. And you see it land perfectly in that knockout. And that's the type of striking we're talking about when we talk about Valentina Shevchenko. When Shevchenko moved down to the flyweight division, That's where she essentially found her true home. She captured the title in 2018, defended it multiple times, putting on multiple clinics. She's beaten top contenders with ease, showing that there is no one on the level of Valentina Shevchenko on her best performance. I mean, we talk about a lot of fighters that, oh, they're very streaky, they don't fight up to their ability, and Shevchenko, for the most part, always fights up to her potential and the ability that she's shown fight after fight. And Valentina doesn't just win, she dominates the fight. Let's be real. Whether it's striking, grappling, she controls the pace, the distance, and the outcome of almost every fight. Opponents often look like they're just trying to survive in the octagon against her rather than trying to compete and to win. One of Valentina's most underrated weapons is her fight IQ. She's a master of reading her opponents, figuring out their tendencies, and adjusting her strategy on the fly. Let's say her opponent tries to strike with her. Sure, she's going to pick them apart with her precision. If they want to wrestle, great, she's going to out-grapple them. And I know with the Grasso fights, it kind of weaved its head back because Grasso is so good, and I mean so good on the ground. And if you want to talk about just a breakdown of how she got Valentina in a susceptible spot, I mean, first of all, amazing. Valentina always turns her back when she tries to fire that kick, whether it's like a spinning heel or something, and it was a great takedown. But when we talk about Valentina Shevchenko, we're talking about the adaptability. That's what separates her from the fighters. She doesn't need to impose her will in just one area. She's not going to strike. She's going to mix it up, no matter where the fight goes, and that's why it's so difficult for anyone to find success against her. As Shevchenko continues to cement her legacy at one of the greatest flyweights of all time, there's no denying her influence on the sport. She is an icon of excellence, not only for her skills, but for her discipline, dedication, and respect for martial arts. And outside the cage, Valentina carries herself with the same professionalism and humility that she brought to the octagon in the first place. She's an ambassador for the sport, a role model for young fighters, especially women fighters, and a reminder what it does take to be great. Not only in a fighting sense, but in general, just the dedication that she has, the training that she goes through. I mean, she's dedicated more than a lot of fighters that you see out there, and it shows in the cage. Then it leads to the question, what is going to be next for Valentina? I mean, she remains at the top of her game. She has her titles. I mean, there are so few fighters who can realistically challenge her. Other than the Grassos, she's already cleaned out most of the division, but knowing Shev, she is going to just evolve and be ready for any challenge. And honestly, it's going to have to take a dedication such as Cody Garbrandt preparing for Dominic Cruz. Because if you're asking me, Cody Garbrandt, respectfully, was only brought into the MMA for one reason, and that was to beat Dominic Cruz that one night. It is insane to think that's true, but you know I'm right. So maybe someone will be watching Valentina because she has dominated so long. There's so much tape on her. Maybe someone breaks her down to where she gets knocked out or she gets taken out in a round. But I don't see it. Grasso has probably the best chance right now, but I don't see it going forward. Could we see a rematch with Amanda Nunes? Probably not. She retired. Could new contenders emerge to give her a fresh challenge? Of course, but either way, we know that Shevchenko isn't done adding to her career. I mean, every time she steps in the octagon, we are watching a legend. Do their best day in, day out. And when you want to break down Shevchenko, she redefines what it means to be a complete fighter. Kind of like what GSP has. And whether it's her precision, her adaptability, her intelligence, these are qualities that have made her one of the most dominant champions in the sport's history. And as we continue to witness her greatness, there is no doubt the Bullet will leave an undeniable mark on the world of mixed martial arts. In my eyes, she is a legend of the game. No ifs, ands, or buts. She is a top 3 women's fighter of all time, and not 3. But Valentina Shevchenko, a master of the fight game, a true champion, and one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time. So where do you rank Valentina Shevchenko among the greats in MMA history? If you're asking me, just off her celebration alone, that dance, dude, come on, that's got to be top 3. It has to be. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Please don't forget to share, like, subscribe for more deep dives like this into the top athletes that we see day in, day out, and drop a comment what you guys want to see. We have done the last 5 videos based off of user comments, and we won't stop now. So thank you guys for watching, and as always, it's been Studs.